Okay, we'll keep it going. Pleased to be joined this afternoon by Middle Tennessee men's basketball coach Nick McDevitt and Justin Buford, our student athlete from Middle Tennessee. Coach, thank you and welcome to Huntsville.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to seeing you guys again in March of 2024. But if you would, just give us some thoughts about what you've seen in practice, the expectations of this team, and then we'll have some questions.
Great. I really like the makeup of our group. We've got 6 new players. With this year's team, we've got 3 transfers, Division I transfers, a junior college transferred, and 2 high school players that have joined this year's team. And they've really, our group has good chemistry. They've gelled really well together. I think we're an unselfish group. We were fortunate enough to have this was the year for our foreign tour. And so we had 10 additional practices in the summer, took a trip to Italy, played 2 games over there. We've already had a close scrimmage. So I like where our group is at this point. We're fairly healthy. And that's for any team in any league, I think, something that's extremely important is just the overall health of your team. And right now we're pretty healthy, we're pretty big, and got a close-knit group. So I like the makeup of our team right now.
Coach, preseason poll has y'all tied for first at the top, but Liberty got more first-place votes than y'all did. How do you feel about what the expectations of the coaches and accountants are for where y'all will be this year?
Yeah, it's flattering that your colleagues think enough of your team that you're going to be one of the better teams in your league. Obviously there's a lot of ball in front of us. We haven't started yet, but having lost what we lost off of last year's team, either to transfer or graduation, and have this many new guys and several of the returning players going to be in drastically different roles, to still be picked as one of the best teams in the league, I think speaks to our coaches and our veteran players, and really the foundation and the culture within the program, to have that many new guys and new roles for veteran players to still be one of the teams to pick towards the top.
Justin, Nick mentioned the Italy trip at the top of his remarks. What did you learn about yourself and your teammates on that tour this year?
What did I learn? I learned that we could be real resilient. The Italy trip was a great experience. I would encourage anybody to go. It was a great experience. But being down there, just seeing how we were together, and some of the games, we played 2 games and we won both, but some of them, they had different challenges. Well, each game had a different challenge, and just to see how me and my teammates just overcame those challenges, I was like, this group right here is going to be hard to beat because we're so resilient, we could do different things, we pick each other up, and we're real close. I've been in their shoes before, so I would tell the veteran players that just bring them in. And our coaching staff, like one of the best coaching staffs I've ever been, under. Just being a part and just going to the veteran players, like, don't leave those guys out to dry. Like, bring them in, because the quicker we can bring them in together, the better our team will be. Like, obviously he's gonna do his job. Coach McDevitt, he's the head coach. He's gonna coach, but if we can coach them in a player's point of view, it makes his job easier, makes winning easier.
I had a question. No, go ahead.
How have the newcomers adjusted to that system and getting ingrained into what y'all want to do defensively and offensively?
Yeah, I think they've done a really nice job. And to JB's point, in large part is because of the help of the veteran players. We're still coaching them up. That's our job as coaches, but also the player-led and player-driven teams are the best teams. And so right now, that's really what we've got from our group, is we've got a group of vets that are helping those new guys come along. And to their credit, that is the newcomers, they've really kind of grasped a hold of what they think is going to be their role, and are doing it quite well.
Losing by the portal, but this past offseason, counting DeAndre Dishman, who graduated, 6 guys off the roster, and there's a couple guys this year that you got from the portal that right now look like they'll be contributors. What kind of made you say, hey, or did you kind of feel like hitting the portal was a necessity after losing all those guys in the offseason?
Yeah, I think there's a couple levels or leagues where you can afford to be young and still be one of the better teams. I'm not sure CUSA is one of them. We've been at times over the last 5 years either small or young, and in some years both, and that's very difficult. Sometimes at the upper echelon you can afford to have some young players or be young as a team and still be one of the better teams, but it's because you've got one and dones. You got some pros on your team, and as long as you've got some veterans, some experience around them that are pretty solid themselves, you can be a great team. There aren't a lot of one and done draft picks, lottery picks in too many leagues. So I think for us in this league, losing some of the experience that we did off of last year's team, it was important to bring in a good combination, the right combination of young, talented players, but also stay old. And we felt like we were able to do that pretty well.
Question down front.
Coach, I just wanted to ask you about the preseason poll. Obviously, you're one of the 2 teams picked to finish first in this, but one of 4 to get first place votes. Does that sort of say something about balance of the conference or uncertainty?
I think it's a great question, and I think it's both. You look at there's, to your point, almost half the teams in the league received a first place vote. There is some uncertainty, just you don't know what some of the other teams have. How will that mix into this league? Clearly, Liberty's been a very good team no matter the league that they've been in, whether it was the Big South or the A-Sun, they were towards the top. Richie always does a good job with his group. Steve at Western Kentucky, another team that received first place votes. What he did at Texas A&M Corpus Christi and the talent that he has on his roster, it's hard to think that they're not going to be a very good team as well. So I think it's just a combination of there'll be some balance in the league. There may not be somebody that can run off with it and be a unanimous or go undefeated in the league play, but there also don't appear to be too many teams where you're just going to show up, check it off, and win the game. So I think it's, to your point about the poll, a little bit of both.
We have a submitted question, Coach. What's your thoughts on bringing the tournament to Huntsville in March of 2020?
Oh, we're really excited about it. I think the hospitality that we've received so far down here has been great. For not only our fans, but several of the fan bases in our league, I think being here in Huntsville is going to be a great thing. First of all, it's in a facility that is conducive to basketball. It's a basketball facility. So that, for one, we're looking forward to. But it's a 2-hour drive from Murfreesboro, and it's a close drive from Jacksonville State. The folks at Bowling Green, Kentucky can get here easily in the future. It's an easy drive from Atlanta for the folks that are Kennesaw State supporters. It's really the same distance for La Tech to get here as it was for them to get to Frisco. So for a lot of the teams that are in this league, Huntsville is going to be a great place for our basketball tournament.
Yes.
Coach, the last couple of years with DeAndre Dishman, center, he was a productive player, but he was oftentimes a little undersized in a league where there's a lot more.
Very often.
Yeah, where there's a lot more traditional centers than you usually see in college basketball. Now that he's gone, you have Garrett Coleman-Jones at 6'10", whatever he weighs, a lot. And then Chris Luke, and how does having that extra size and center affect what you do offensively and defensively?
Great point. Over the last several years, our first year we had Reggie Scurry at center at 6'6", 245 pounds. The last several years, DeAndre Dishman at 6'6", 235. Now our three-headed monster, if you will, at center, Jared Jones is 6'10", 250, Chris Loof 6'11", 230, Josh Agundale 6'11", 300 pounds. And so we've got a lot of size around the basket. So The ability to protect the rim on the defensive end is there. The ability to throw the ball on the block. Now, Dishman could score the ball with his back to the basket and down on the block. But at the same time, he was often giving up inches in size and pounds as well, and that's hard. And it's not so much that it's hard for one player for one game; it's the cumulative effect that the wear and tear on that young man's body. You could see it towards the end of the season over the last couple of years. So hopefully, with a little more girth and size from those three guys, you can sustain foul trouble a little bit easier, hopefully. If someone's a little sick, you can withstand it a little bit because the guy that's coming in is just as big.
Justin, y'all have another really tough non-conference slate this year that Coach McDevitt set up. I know it's something that y'all talk about in practice a lot of the times. How does that prepare y'all for what's always a tough Conference USA schedule?
I just want to give the hats off to our coaching staff for putting together a great schedule like that. You don't put together a schedule like that and think you're going to lose. You put together a schedule like that to prepare for the postseason, but to also get those wins. So a schedule like that only just shows me and shows the team that how much they believe in us to win those big-time non-conference games and to prepare us for the postseason. So I'm very grateful for the schedule that our coaching staff put together.
Nick, really, like outside of maybe adding like a power conference team, there's really nothing missing from teams that y'all could play to give y'all a challenge early in the season. What excites you about who y'all been able to schedule this year?
Yeah, well, first of all, we'll play the most regular season home games in the history of the Murphy Center, where we play our home games. This will be the 51st season in there, and 17 home regular season contests is the most. So looking forward to being in there. We're 29-2 in our last 31 home games, so the more home games we can have, the better. But the opponents that are coming in there they're good. You think about UAB, Belmont, Northern Kentucky, SFA, Western Carolina, Wofford. There's a lot of teams that are going to be picked towards the top of their league, if not to win it. And then we're going on the road at Murray State, St. Mary's, Southern Utah. St. Mary's is a top 20 team in the country. Some say top 15 team in the country. So it's going to be a challenge. We've got to be ready to play every night. I've told our team many times that average nights, average performances will get you beat. There's just not games where you can play okay and still win. And so that'll be league play. You can't go to Liberty and play okay and win. You can't go to Western Kentucky and play okay and win. You've got to play well every night.
Anything else?
Justin, you guys have a lot of guys that can guard multiple positions, and you've got a lot of depth. And with as much pressure defense and up and down as you guys like to play, does it kind of get you a little excited to play defense?
If you know me, I love to play defense regardless. But since I've been here, this is my third year under Coach McDevitt. That's always been the philosophy. Defense wins games. Him and the coaching staff, like Coach Wes, if you don't play defense, there's no spot for you on the floor. So that's what really get us going. You want to play defense. So for the last couple of years, they've been doing a great job. Hats off to them again, recruiting players like me and the new players to just fit the system of what we like to do. We like to press. We like to get the game going up and down. We like to pressure you. So with this lineup that we have now, this roster now, and like you said, the depth that we have, this team will be unbelievable. We're going to shock a lot of people in the basketball world, but I like this roster. I like this team. Like Coach said, we have a lot of size, and a lot of guys that can do a lot of things on both ends of the floor, so it's going to be exciting to watch.
Guys, thank you very much.
Thank
We look
you.
forward to having you back in Huntsville in March.
Thank you.
Thank you.